All right, guys, thank you for waiting. We have Edelgard, the Flame Emperor. She's too stunning. Okay, in terms of her stats, she's 45 HP, 42 attack, 17 speed, 39 defense, and 36 res. Hold on. Obviously you were right about the HP because we got shown it, but the attack, you were actually completely right.
Yep.
39 defense, 36 res. I believe somebody on YouTube spec'd it out to 39. What was your guess?
So I personally guessed 45 HP, 42 attack, 19 speed, 39 defense, and 34 res.
Oh, this
In
is...
the end, she had two less speed and 2 more res.
But that's good. This is even better.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked that they actually min-maxed her that much.
Oh man, that res is what shines a lot. That's among the highest for well, in terms of green axes, I think that is the highest.
As far as green axes in general,
It would have
double checking Mamori.
Yeah, it would go against Mamori. Yeah.
Mamori has actually not the highest at 33. Felicia had the highest at 35.
Oh wow. Edelgard is actually the highest res then.
That's a first.
For a green axer, that was not expected.
For a unit that doesn't have res in any other iteration. It's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just quickly break down what's going to make her so good. Her kit is... Now, I'm saying it right, as in Ymir, right?
Amir.
Amir? Okay.
Yeah.
That axe is amazing. Essentially works out to 19 extra might, which turns into 25, because it's 16 might plus 3 attack, and you get another 6 if you're alone, and you also drop your opponent's attack by 6. That goes a long way in stretching out her defense and res, because essentially at base, so long as she's alone, she has 45 defense and 42 res. That makes her fearsome, because you also can't double her if she's alone.
I think we forgot to mention her IVs and whatnot.
Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead. I did forget.
She's a 179 BST axe armor with attack super boon and speed super bane.
179 BST. But don't we have heroes reaching 185?
Only Idun and Sothis.
Okay.
As far as her attack stat, she ties
The
with Rudolph for the absolute highest visible
Attack
with
if
the
necessary.
with her super boon. Legendary
46.
Crom has 42 at base, but he
But
does
no
not
super
have
boon.
a super boon.
Rudolph also doesn't have one.
Oh wow.
Yep. Yeah.
So she sets quite a few number ones here.
I mean, besides then, like, if you're talking Draconic Aura damage, she doesn't meet that. That still goes to Duma and Lysithea at 69. Nice.
Okay. Are you sure?
Damn it, they're so immature.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're talking, like, Katria, who just can infinitely scale attack, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no competition.
Team
Cabri will
Catcher.
always be the hardest hitter. Oh, at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Every swing is Glimmer.
Yep, every swing is Glimmer. Okay,
But
back...
as far as, like,
Mhm.
effectively speaking, Edelgard is, if you include the defense debuff, the highest, undisputed.
Yep.
Besides Katria and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just because of Glimmer, but in terms of just raw, sheer damage, it is Edelgard. Now, to put it together, her base attack, therefore, is...
Extra 6 off Amir, that's 67.
67.
And with her base kit attack res solo, 73. At plus
73.
attack, 77.
77 possible. Okay, I don't really think attack res solo is the perfect thing
It's not
for
gonna
her
get
at the end of
kept.
it, but it works so well because you guys realize if she's alone, she has essentially 48 res. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has more res than defense, ironically.
More res than defense. She's basically impenetrable because, again, if she's alone, you can only hit her one time. So, what are you supposed to do about that?
Exploit her low HP. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, her HP is the only thing there. But here's the thing: most HP trigger things seem to be if you're stuck near somebody. She's not near anybody.
Yeah, you can't get hit by sudden panics.
Sudden panics aren't a big deal, and I guess Panic Ploy could screw her up, but she's not the easiest to buff if she's going to stay away in order to trigger Armored Stride. So here's the thing. I prefer lower HP, higher res if they're a super slow unit. Because I want to reduce, if they're going to hit multiple times, I want to reduce as much damage per hit. HP bulking is better for like the first shot, taking the first shot. But for everything
much.
afterwards, it's higher defensive stats. In Edelgard's case, it's everything afterwards because realistically, she's getting hit a lot and she's going to just shrug it off.
It's kind of like with Mamori. She takes the offensive stance with that.
Yeah, actually. You know, this actually blows my mind because I do think Edelgard is going to be better than Mamori. I think Mamori still hits higher defense and res overall.
Mamori is still a better tank, but I mean, you know, legendary hero status aside,
Yeah.
Edelgard's a better offensive unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how about we do a comparison with Mamori first?
All right, allow me to pull that up. So Mamori, where is she? As a fun fact, she does have the lowest HP of all melee armors at 43. Mamori has 2 less HP, 5 less attack, 7 more speed, 3 more defense, and 3 less res.
Wow. So in other words, just because of her axe and shield session that she performs better.
Yeah, her axe being really easy.
Alright, fair enough. Okay, but yeah, that kind of just points out why Edelgard, she's basically close to Mamori defensively, but with much more bite normally.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Raging Storm, for those who forgot, if unit initiates combat, grants another action to unit if unit is not adjacent to an ally after combat. This is super deadly on her, just from the respect of she attacks something, it doesn't kill, so be it. They hit her one time, hardly taking damage. She gets another turn, and then she can do it all over again, attack one more time, and this time it should kill, because if you're hitting up to 77 times 2, that should be it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna murder if you can just hit twice. It doesn't matter if you're not using Bold Fighter, because it basically acts like Bold Fighter, but you get to move.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to look at it that
Yeah.
way.
And you can
I
actually
mean,
use it
Cooldown
to...
acceleration aside.
Right.
Hmm?
Yeah, without cooldown acceleration too, so you can't stop it. I was going to mention, you can use this to leapfrog, right? You can go, you can just attack something, hit them on the side, right? Now you get another turn, you get to move another 2. You can finish a target, you can run away from the target, or you can just run off to fight another target. So Raging Storm actually
Or
has
alternatively,
Mhm.
if you finish the target that you're fighting immediately, you can just hit 2 targets in one turn. Like, just outright.
Right.
Whereas Bolt Fighter would kind of be potatoed.
Yeah, you'd just be stuck. And that's a good thing to bring up because those targets that she's going to be wiping out are Dragonstone or Beast heroes, as she gets a guaranteed
They're
fall.
toast.
Yeah, they're just screwed over.
I'm sorry, they're flat toast.
Yep.
Especially considering, and I think that Mad Crash is looking at this right now.
Mhm.
We have confirmed, and we did actually confirm last night, that Edelgard does synergize with Gale Force.
Okay,
So the nuance of this,
Mhm.
if Edelgard has Gale Force ready while Raging Storm is still proccable, Raging Storm procs first, and then Gale Force procs the next time. And otherwise, Raging Storm procs, and then if you charge Gale Force, it'll proc after that.
Okay, so this is why when people told me Edelgard is not broken dibs, what are you talking about? You're just over exaggerating it. This is the first hero that can have like 3 moves on her own.
3 turns to herself, assuming that she gets Gale Force, which thus again brings into question Heavy Blade 4, which, considering that at natural stats she has effectively 67 attack, yeah, no, Heavy Blade's almost inevitable.
Yeah, Heavy Blade will work perfectly on her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Here's the thing.
And-
The way I imagine her usage is this. She runs in, hits your first hero, all right? Most of the time, this is your first hero is like somebody that can take a hit, right? So for me, I'd leave my Eliwood there because he's +9, he has all these extra stats, he's pretty quick, he can take a hit.
Mhm.
With Edelgard, she could hit him, hardly take any damage, and then now she gets to move again instantly, get a kill, trigger Gale Force, run in further, get another soft target. Like, she could literally break down. It's like how you guard your Ophelias and whatnot by surrounding them with units. She could just kill the unit guarding Ophelia and then just go in and kill her, for example.
Yep. And then keep going.
And then keep going, right. That's terrifying, like, what she could do.
Let alone in player hands, keeping in mind she's a pair-up hero. So in modes like Allegiance Battles, you can pair her with a Gale Force unit and have 4 turns
Holy
all on your
crap.
own.
Yeah, for Allegiance battles, this is the freest character I've ever seen. She's not only like incredibly difficult to kill, she also has all these extra moves. Now, you do have to switch back to Edelgard every single time in order for her to get Armored Stride. Because if you
Right.
if you switch to your partner character, Armored Stride doesn't, it's a buff. She doesn't buff herself with that at the start of turn. So
Yep.
okay.
Nims, there's one more thing that can be done, and I'm sure you'll be a fan of this considering you have the character involved.
What?
Halloween Hector.
Wait,
Specifically,
Using Halloween
what
Hector
again?
alongside with Edelgard, and then as long as she has something to boost her cooldown and something to bring it down to 4 on turn 1, then Halloween Hector sets her up to just one-shot everybody in those columns.
Oh yeah,
I
she can
see what
use
you
that
mean.
to set up the one-shot kills instead.
Oh yeah, you're right. I use Halloween Hector with my Kranya all the time, and I guess my Hot Spring Camilla as well, just for chip damage, advantage sweeping. But Edelgard wouldn't even need to respect that. She could just, with Halloween Hector chipping, she could just one-shot everybody remaining. 20 damage, true. With 77 attack, that should just be one-shot kills. Jeez.
Most units would get one shot.
Most units, right. Ooh.
And you don't need to start the turn completely alone for Edelgard to still take advantage of her weapon and Raging Storm, because you can have another unit with Armor March smite her in, and then, okay, yeah, you get to just completely wreck house.
Yep. Good point.
Basically.
Yeah. Here's the thing. People have been telling me because she's coming out first, Dimitri and Claude are probably going to be so much more scary and better. But this is a huge character. Like,
I don't know. Recency scare hasn't been that bad recently. Like, even Alm is still very relevant, even if skills, of course, have gone up. But then again, her skills are all signatures. I don't think that nowadays being later is as important as just being good.
yeah. But BST still matters. So there's that.
Yeah, but it's gonna depend on if they come out, before or after CYL.
Yeah.
Which is when a BST change can happen, if it does happen.
I agree. But my entire point is, it doesn't matter if they're good, because Edelgard...
Supports Edelgard with Lilith Gale Force 2 units the whole map just for them.
Oh my god, you're right. Lilith would also be a hell of an option.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Lilith can't use Gale Force, but Lilith
She can still swoop in at the
She
very
can
end.
jump in, yeah.
Well, there's that, and there's also the fact that if Edelgard initiates on an opponent that's not in exactly a good position for her to continue on her rampage,
Yeah,
then
Lilith can be a safety.
Lilith
net.
can shove or smite her into a better position.
Yeah. Oh my...
If Edelgard one-shots 3 units, the Lilith can take care of the 4th.
And usually, you can leave the dancer. Who cares?
Pretty much. What's the point?
So,
And going back to other units, well, there's, again, Layla with
Well, yeah, of
Constant
course.
Dagger. Just, alright, Layla is very likely to kill someone on initiation. Swap places with Edelgard. As long as Edelgard has her extra movement, she can more than likely move to get to somebody else.
With the potential Savage Blow damage in Dagger 7, that one-shot becomes a lot more likely.
Okay.
For reference, even against a disadvantage, it's like Edelgard has 59 attack.
Yeah.
At base.
Okay. So what I was just gonna say is, she's really, really good. She's very, very unique. Nothing in this game has the Raging Storm, has anything close to Raging Storm. There's no hero in the game that can get 3 turns by themselves. Armored Stride is introduced purely on her, though you can fodder her off. I would highly not suggest it, because...
There's nothing there unless you want that slot.
Yeah,
It'll probably be available down the line. Let's be totally honest here.
with something else. And whatever you're sacrificing for, I don't know if they can do what Edelgard's doing, so...
The biggest drawback with using Edelgard in AR is that she is a legendary hero, so she'll be good for this month, but afterwards it's either going to have to be Fire Month or Fire Week to be able to use her and still get that lift boost.
Sure.
So it is with any legendary hero.
Yes.
Yep.
But I don't want to hold it against her because I've never seen a hero like more ideal for Allegiance battles.
For Allegiance battles, outright, nothing more ideal.
I think it's
Maybe
between
Leaf.
her and Leaf actually. It's between her and Leaf because Leaf can also Murin Zeal. But it's arguable because he's still a soft target, whereas
He's a bit
Edelgard is
soft,
not.
but he also has impact and can move 3 spaces, which I think is enormous.
Right. So it'll be between those two. I think are ideal for AB.
Yeah. I mean, the other problem is that in AB, you start first turn adjacent. You basically can't avoid that.
I know, but usually it's not such a big deal because it's first turn.
Yeah, especially since she's the pair up, you can just swap to a unit with good move and make your stride that way.
Right. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. Anyways, I'm thrilled about her. She's unique. She's hits really hard. Defensively, she is more than I imagined. I don't really
Right.
see anything wrong with her or anything I find wanting, to be honest.
People were complaining about her speed, mostly the whales,
Oh,
because you can't speedle guard her. You basically can't.
yeah.
Keeping in mind at minus speed, she has among the lowest speed, period.
Yes, I understand. If somebody has no follow-up in their weapons or in the B slots, Edelgard's going to struggle.
Or if she just does, she
Huh?
can't follow up in general.
Yeah.
So you can't, abuse doubling on top of Raging Storm on anything. Just dragons and beasts.
Right. But I
You can't
get,
run a follow up.
yeah,
Dragons.
right.
Yeah.
I get that notion, of course. But here's the thing: for the super whales, yes, because null follow-up is much more frequent in those cases. But for everybody else, like I don't find null follow-up very often. Like I find it in arenas sometimes, like on one
in arena,
character.
maybe.
Yeah. In ether raids, I find it like very rarely, but I do see it like sometimes.
It's stupid when I see it there.
Yeah. So the entire point I'm trying to make is, in the most part, those issues that she has aren't real issues that you should be dealing with. Like, it shouldn't be a big problem for you. She functions really, really well. Child Master Luigi says, if she can get 3 attacks in one turn and you give her Fury 4, you can use a Dancer with Wings of Mercy to give her a 4th attack. Yeah.
Yeah, you can be a Fury Beacon.
She can be a
16, 24. Yeah, you would be able to get into Wings of Mercy range off 3 combats. If it's a base Edelgard. If you have 4 more HP at plus 10, or with some Dragon Flowers, or bonus, it won't work.
right.
Aether raids with 2 mythics.
1 mythic. Don't even need 2. She just can
Yeah.
do that at base up through 3 more HP. You can make a Wings of Mercy beacon if she doesn't get countered, which is pretty good.
So you do realize if that's going to happen, she could just essentially wipe out the entire enemy team by herself.
In one fell swoop.
Yeah. That is going to be such a scary thing, seeing Edelgard just hit your units, hit your units, hit your units, hit your units, and then, hit your units.
Especially in Ether Raids, if you could just smite her in on a lightning tower turn, you're done.
Yeah, she'll just ruin everything.
As long as there's no guard on your team, which only works if it's not regular guard, you will literally just lose because she'll kill half the team, and then if you bring in 2 Wings of Mercy Dancers, that's 1 unit left on the entire team, as long as they're all tied together.
Yeah, and usually that's going to be the Dancer remaining. Okay. So, in terms of weakness, she does have one, and that's a big one. She's green, and most close call heroes are red. Repel heroes as well are red. And they will be getting the full effect on it. So, against those characters like Larcy, Marita, and whatnot, she will probably still lose. She's going to take very minimum damage until the specials start showing up, though. But she will still lose those eventually. That is probably the only thing I hold against her, but to be honest, I'd rather her have stats like this than high speed. It wouldn't have made sense, by the way, if she had high speed.
Given that your kit doesn't accommodate for it and you would have to put it all on her A and S slot, I don't think I'd want that speed build.
So she's not perfect, but she's not supposed to be perfect. For what she does, though, there is nothing better because there is no
I would hope
alternative.
there's nothing that... I would hope there are things that she can't do.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Dear God.
But I definitely think she's lived up to her status as a legendary hero. Definitely.
With by bounds, yeah.
All right. If you guys want comparisons, let me know. We'll bring them in.
I have a couple.
Surtur?
Yeah, that was one of them. Surtur, 5 more HP, 3 less attack, equal speed, 1 more defense, and 3 less res.
He only has 1 more defense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Granted, he has the super boot on top, but yeah.
I know, but Aimer does more than will do more.
I mean, yeah, Amir and Samara don't live on separate. They live on separate planets, but
yeah.
his bulk will exceed. Well, her bulk will exceed. Minus daddy stands 4.
Oh my.
That said, his 5 HP
Mm-hmm.
still pretty handy. He's
Yeah.
a good panic bot.
Here's the thing with HP, I don't find it as big of an issue because in general play, it's only in Ether Raid, where I find HP to be truly meaningful. Now, using HP to defend yourself, to keep yourself alive, definitely that's in every mode. But in terms of where it needs to be, accounts for many more things, it's Ether Raids. And Edelgard's not really supposed to be there every season, just the fire season. So
Yeah.
it's a moot point.
It's mostly like panic is actually. I've noticed a lot of panic recently in Arena, and she'll get hit by all of them. But I would assume you probably can work against that.
Yeah.
Especially since she'll refresh herself with Raging Storm, so that panic is removed after 1 combat.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. Otherwise, one that's very clear to compare is her competitor, Legendary Hector. Also fires these in Axe Armor.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary Hector has less BSD by 5, 2 more HP, 2 less attack, 6 more speed, 1 less defense, and 10 less res.
It went into his speed, which doesn't help him. So min-maxing.
Yeah. Min-maxing really screwed him. And then, for my personal taste, I want to bring out Rudolph, since their weapons are very similar. So, well, as well as attack. Rudolph has 1 more HP, also pretty low HP, 1 more attack, 4 more speed, 2 more defense, and 7 less red.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just be frank. I think Edelgard's replaced so many heroes at this point.
I don't know if she replaces Rudolph, only on the fact that he can just...
Well,
first
here's
of
the
all,
thing
he's
with
a-
Rudolph. That special fighter he uses
What's-
really, really well. So
Yeah, he has Slaying Special Fighter. He can spam Soul to no end. That's his big caveat.
And I get that, but in terms of like, if you put that option to me, here's the thing: she's not 100% replacement, but I would take Edelgard over Surtur any day at this point.
Over Surtur? Yeah. Because Surtur is a terrible thing to have to bait, only if it's at 1 range, though. If he has boots or march, he doesn't do anything.
Yep.
Edelgard doesn't matter.
Yep.
Either range will get you killed.
So, but here, that's also the big thing I want to point out. It's just, I prefer armor units that don't function like armor units, as in they're not moving slow as molasses. That always just irks me.
I've always been used to it, but at the same time, I feel like the ones that are the most interesting are the ones that defy their class, or define it. Rudolph defines what an armor is supposed to be, Edelgard defies it.
Okay. I'll just be clear. My top 3 favorite armor heroes would be Winter Solstice, number 1, just because Sirius and her ability of taking hits, her ability to shrug off damage, her not counting as a dragon, though she still counts as armored, her highest BST possible, like, and DC Special Fighter, right?
Yeah, DC Special Fighter.
Yep.
Plus they're an attack res 3, which is kind of silly.
Yep. Like, it all comes together so well. She's my favorite armor hero overall. In second place, Fallen Tiggy, and that's because she moves. That's so important. She just moves really well, thanks to
Fair
her
enough.
C skill. And then Edelgard will be my 3rd favorite because, again, she moves. The only time ever I take an armored hero is if they have, like, overwhelming sustain and they prevent specials, which is exactly what Winter Solstice is. But every other time, I just prefer movement.
I'm gonna say, if I put my top 3, it would be, right now, Winter Solstice, Rudolph, Edelgard. Mostly
sense.
because I prefer my enemy face on my armors. But Soul Rudolph, given that he has so much more attack, almost equalizes Wood Solstice's damage output. Almost. And he's harder to double.
How about
But
you,
yeah.
Man Crash, if you have any?
My favorite armors,
Top 3.
the ones that I have experience with, I would say Rudolph. I got lucky and got him on a free pull. Still can't believe that. Brave Hector, because he's still really solid on both phases, and if you have him with another armor that has Armor March, then he can be absolutely terrifying to face, because
Gale Force build.
again, he has
Yep.
Gale Force Bowed Fighter, because he's got that slaying effect. He doesn't need to get hit back. And, well, Winter Sothis was really good, but now that Edelgard is out, looking at her stats, looking at what she has, and knowing that Gale Force and Raging Storm stack together, yeah, she's gonna be up there.
Mm-hmm.
So the one thing that bothers me the most, guys, is just seriously, why did she have to release now? I've already said this. I really wanted to just ignore this legendary hero. I just want to go
really
all in
want
for
to.
Young Marth. That's all I wanted to do.
Same here. That's why I'm still gonna put a couple in. But it hurts so much to know that Edelgard is among my favorites of armors already. I love my armors. And I have to skip this.
Yep.
Granted, I didn't do Black Eagles, so I'm a little less biased on the character. But the unit's so good. And I like.
Yeah. For me, Black Eagles is by far my favorite house, and Edelgard was a big reason for that. And then she's now clearly pretty amazing of a character, like extremely unique in this game as well.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have to skip her because I have to prioritize. I'm already committed to Marth, guys. So
Same here.
yeah.
Hurts.
You know, the people that get to do this the easiest are like the Edelgard haters. Which, by the way, why are you guys even hating? No, actually, no, why? But like, why is this even a? Don't spoil. I know why. But why is this such a big deal to you guys? Like, it drives me nuts. I literally, people were giving each other props in my comment section over the Edelgard haters. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. Anyways. So yeah, it might be easy for some people because they just don't like her. But outside of that, I definitely recommend her. There's, we gave you your comparisons. She's extremely unique. There's not many reasons not to like her.
Even if you don't like her armor, Stride is inheritable.